Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping right into a universe where reality is pretty much constantly fraying at the edges. I'm talking about the wildly unpredictable and, honestly, often terrifying world of the Darkness Saga. In a landscape that's just packed with shadow entities, corrupted code, and completely unhinged magic, survival isn't just about how hard you can hit, it's about how clearly you can think. And honestly, absolutely no one embodies that clarity better than the subject of today's deep dive.
Seriously, think about it for a second. When the neon-lit streets of Abyss City or the cursed woods of Vanaheim are completely overrun by feral beasts, who do you actually want watching your back? Well, you want the ultimate pragmatic survivor. You want someone who relies on pure, unfiltered intellect when literally everyone else is losing their minds. You want Diana.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the Pragmatic Light Elf, and take a look at Diana's core identity.
To really get her, just consider her operational manifesto. Discipline holds the line against the dark. That tells you everything, doesn't it? Her voice is dry, she's highly disciplined, and she takes absolutely zero nonsense. While the rest of the world panics, Diana calculates.
What's actually super fascinating here is how Diana's core identity remains completely intact regardless of the genre she gets dropped into. Like in the eerie, magical forests of Vanaheim, she operates as this scholarly archivist, clutching her leather-bound notebook, meticulously documenting cursed runes. But plunge her into the high-tech, dystopian Neon Abyss City, she seamlessly transitions into a tactical operative. The environment completely changes, but her sharp, logical intellect is the one absolute constant.
Moving on to Section 2, a mind of logic, focusing on her cyber-analytical tactics.
See, Diana isn't a brawler, she's a strategist, equipped with a pretty insane cyber-analytical arsenal. Alongside her predictive combat AI and adaptive modular cloaking, her absolute standout tool is probability thread tracking. She literally views combat through augmented lenses that visualize future outcomes like glowing strings of code. She's constantly asking, what are the enemy's intercept vectors? What's the collateral risk? She doesn't overpower them, she mathematically outsmarts them.
Okay, let's look at how this plays out in her showdown with the entity Vodo in the Shadow Data Vault. So Vodo thinks she actually has Diana pinned, right? She initiates this neural trap to peel Diana's mind open, but Diana stays completely ice-cold calm. She intentionally feeds Vodo a cascade of false probability threads, essentially using digital bait. The exact moment Vodo takes it, Diana triggers a recursive logic loop, folding Vodo's perception in on itself forever. She literally uses her enemy's own tech and hunger against them.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Banshee's arsenal and her Regulus core power.
Now, Diana isn't just a cyborg. She has these deeply biological, magical roots as a Regulus core Banshee. By channeling the blue star Regulus, she gets this totally unique cocktail of abilities, refracted lightwave magic combined with devastating high-frequency sonic nanowhales. It's just a stunning collision of sci-fi tech and ancient elven magic.
And when her mind alone isn't enough, well, she unleashes compressed sonic waves that can literally scramble digital avatars and shatter dark illusions in a split second. Pair that with a vibro-edged sonic dagger that constantly hums at her hip, and she becomes incredibly lethal to the shadow entities that are always stalking her team.
A perfect example of this is the scene where they need to free the Fenris wolf. It's a masterclass in tactical, step-by-step execution. Her ally Ella leaps onto the thrashing beast to physically anchor it. Diana syncs up in real time, firing off a calculated psychokinetic pulse to amplify Ella's force. Then, using that sonic dagger, she strikes the exact mathematical weak point of the glowing restraint chain, snapping it instantly. It's surgical. It is flawless teamwork, totally directed by Diana's real-time calculations.
Let's pivot a bit for Section 4, Foil to the Chaos, comparing Diana and Sigrid.
So, looking at the contrast here, we have Diana. Cool, blue, cloaked in stealth, entirely focused on real, tangible threats. And on the flip side, we have her frequent partner in crime, Sigrid. Sigrid is the storm. She is loud, orange, blasts plasma absolutely everywhere, and is wildly prone to chasing completely imaginary threats, like the quote-unquote scary bunny. Diana is the anchor that keeps this storm from completely destroying them both.
And honestly, because she has to deal with Sigrid's brand of chaos constantly, Diana has developed an incredibly dry, sarcastic wit. Like when Sigrid is gleefully blasting teacups being hurled by a poltergeist, Diana just dryly notes, antagonizing them only erects their murder boner. It just perfectly captures her constant exasperation. She's literally dodging flying knives while rolling her eyes at her teammates' reckless behavior.
So the big takeaway here is that Diana serves as the ultimate responsible friend in a universe of total madness. While Sigrid is out there literally digging holes in the dirt trying to find magical artifacts to repel fake rabbits, Diana is the one tracking the actual bloodthirsty dark elves lurking in the alleyway. She dismisses the delusions to make sure they actually survive the night.
Finally, Section 5, holding the line, looking at Diana's overarching role.
The Darkness Saga throws incredibly varied threats at the team, and Diana basically acts as the ultimate skeleton key. When they face Victoria's feral brute force, Diana counters with cold, mathematical intercept vectors and gravity-bending psychokinetics. When Rain summons eldritch shadow data entities, Diana blasts them away with lightwave magic and sonic wails, and against Vado's neural traps, recursive logic loops. She is the perfect tactical countermeasure for just about everything.
There's this amazing moment where she's standing over a defeated, glitching enemy, and she simply says, "You're good at trapping bodies, I'm better at trapping minds." I mean, it perfectly encapsulates her psychological dominance. The dark forces rely on fear, brute strength, and confusion. Diana, she just relies on outthinking them. Ultimately, what you should really take away from this characterization is Diana's overarching role in the lore. The universe of the Darkness Saga is a deeply unstable place, totally trapped in loops of trauma and cosmic voids. Without Diana, her wildly unpredictable allies would be swallowed by the void in a heartbeat. She is the steadfast, logical anchor keeping them tethered to reality.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final, provocative question to chew on. In an endless, repeating loop of darkness, shadow, and monstrous curses, is Diana's pristine logic the ultimate cure to breaking the cycle, or is it really just a temporary shield, buying her chaotic friends one more day of survival? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you next time.